People tend to desire a world they can escape to. Another world where their fears and worries don't carry over, can be channeled into a more pleasant experience. My name is Buddy Littlefield, and today I intend to show you how such a world can be created through the technology of video games along its three main phases: conceptualization, artistic recreation, and the coding process. The conceptualization is the first phase, with the most important step being to determine the goal of the game. But, as Julian Galop, creator of XCOM, said during an interview with PC Gamer, I think stuff today is so over-designed, it's unbelievable. So remember that whatever you're trying to do, keep it simple. Now, the goal can be anything from maybe getting a certain item, going to a certain place, defeating a certain enemy. There's a large range of what you could do. However, a lot of games these days like to make a story to tie into it, give the player a reason as to why that is their goal. Let's see. Also, whatever your story and goal ends up being will often determine the kind of genre, or help determine the genre of the game. Like, you wouldn't want to make for example, you wouldn't want to make, say, a first-person shooter based around collecting flowers. That'd be a little weird. But, could work if you're clever, or if for some reason these flowers are mutant aliens. The second phase is the artistic recreation. And the first part of this is designing the setting of the world of your game. Picture you see here is a painting of the Kingdom of Zeal from Chrono Trigger. Very good example of a setting that flowed in well with the current point in the game. A world where the enlightened, those gifted with magic, created floating cities in the sky. And a part of the game where it's being revealed to you the origins of magic in the world. But setting isn't everything. It's nice, but it's not everything. You also have to have a musical element. Something perhaps subtle, but it keeps the player focused on the game. But the music shouldn't clash with the setting or the event. It's supposed to emphasize the emotion that you want the player to have, not go against what you're trying to show. Other artistically supportive elements include sound effects, like stomping, walking, stuff like that. Visual effects, maybe motion blurs, flashes, and backstory and side quests to help enrich the world. The third phase is the coding process. The picture shown is a collection of various in-demand programming languages in the job market, including the video game industry. However, as Thomas Doyle, co-founder of Blue Neko Studios, said during a personal interview, I find programming, while irksome, rather outdated to your common man these days due to the number of engines available. The only programming you really need to do is to edit the engine to fit the current feel of the game. And while he's right that there are a numerous amount of engines you can use that basically come with the base work for your game pre-created, if you just use the stock engine, you might create something that defeats the feel or the purpose of what you're trying to do. So, you want to be able to know how to code and program to edit the engine to fit what you want out of it. But, as you do that, comes another problem. The more you work with code, the more you add on, the more likely it is that there'll be a glitch or bug in the system. At which point, you would have to hunt it down, figure out what it's doing, and find out what you need to change in the code to fix it. As Joe Marcandle, game tester for THQ, said during an interview on Destructoid's website, the most important part of the job isn't necessarily the ability to find bugs, but to reproduce them. If a bug occurs, testers must backtrack every step they've taken and then try and narrow down to only the essential things needed to trigger the bug. Problem solving and deductive abilities are crucial to being able to root out a bug and get on to the next. However, one part of programming that some people might overlook is the artificial intelligence. If there are any kind of creatures, people, anything living in your game, you need to give them some way to know what to do, how to move around, and overall act realistic or organic. And while artificial intelligence isn't something that our current technology has a masterful grasp of yet, there are many ways to make it seem like what they're doing is natural, even though it's really just a bunch of complex code. Though the process of making a game is long and tedious, there are many rewards to doing so. Profit, the comfort of being able to share your imagination with others, and having the world you and your fan base can escape to when the cruelties of reality becomes too much. If you can go through the conceptualization, the artistic recreation, and the coding process of making this world, then these rewards are everything you deserve to have. And remember what Yu Guan Su, creator of the Panic Block series, said during an interview on 9/10's website. Don't simply do it because you think you will make a fortune from the game's development. Do it because you are passionate in creating the game and you love to see the others enjoy your game. Of course, I'm paraphrasing since his actual words aren't as... I don't think he's very good with English. And I wish the best for the world you choose to make.